Am I live? Hello, if anybody's there, let me see. Where is the chat? Oop-a-doop. Let's see. My gosh. Yes, hi. Hi, everybody. Oh, I am live. Hi, Charles. Hi, Jennifer, Fran, Jessica, Colleen, Aunt B. Are you Aunt B from Mayberry RFD? Chef Love Mama, I like that name. Diane, oh God, now it's going too fast. Okay, great. Are you live or am I Memorex? I am live, Rich R. I am really live. Here in California, it's 5:04 Pacific time. I tried to go live at 5, but I always figure it out. Trouble figuring it out. It's a little bit more complicated to do these multi-streaming. Thank you, Karen, for the birthday wishes. Hey, from Vegas. How is Vegas? I heard Vegas shut down. Everything's shut down. Yay, April's never been able to catch me live. I don't know if it's that exciting, but I'm here for what I'm calling a community chat. And the reason is this is like the first time you're seeing me. You're probably like, why is she doing a community chat? Most of my work is what I call online educational programs. I teach courses through Better Life Summits, different classes, sometimes by myself and sometimes with really great guest partners. Like did a class with Dr. Lyle, one with Dr. Sabatino, and we have other courses coming up. And because there's just such a need for community and connection right now, I was going live just more often than my classes. And then other people in my classes, and the people felt, well, maybe they wanted to have the same connection. So this isn't really a Q&A. I mean, you can certainly ask me questions, and if I can answer them, I will. It's more just so you guys can talk to each other. I can see how you're doing, just so that we can know that we care about each other and that I care about you. And I want to make sure you're safe and to give you any wisdom that I have, which isn't that much for these kind of situations, because I've never been in this situation before. I've been through the riots, though, in LA. I've been through the earthquakes. I've been through really tough times in Chicago when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. That was really, really hard. So, you know, I'm as prepared for this as I am for an earthquake, which I happen to be prepared for because, as you may know, I did take the classes like a couple weeks before this virus hit. So that was really great because I really didn't have much to do to get ready other than just, you know, buy some extra rice. Debbie says, I love your everything bagels. Yeah, if you guys have not tried them yet, please go to the most recent episode of Weight Loss Wednesday. I think it's 168. And it's on YouTube, and it's so good. It's a bagel. It doesn't have sugar, oil, flour, alcohol, salt. It doesn't have gluten, and it's delicious. And Phyllis, am I going to Deerfield Beach? No, I am not. We announced it quite a while ago, at least to the people that were registered. Everything's canceled. I mean, I don't know if everything's canceled, but almost everything's canceled because at least where I live, you can't have gatherings anymore for more than 10 people, and those people have to be 6 feet apart. So we canceled it. I forget exactly the date that Balance for Life sent it out, but I was supposed to leave tomorrow. And that has been canceled for everyone's safety. And I don't know if everybody feels like partying right now. Everyone, hey, Zena, glad you're here. Oh, you like my sweatshirt? This is from that famous French store, Target, that I buy much of my clothes. Most of my clothes, believe it or not, at least the things you see on top, almost everything is from Target or Costco, and everything you see on the bottom is pretty much from either Ross Dress for Less, or I went through this phase of Lululemon, not Lululemon, excuse me. I don't have any pairs of Lululemon. Those are very expensive, but LuLaRoe. And that company apparently has gone belly up, and that's another story. But I mean, you could get like 5 pair for $75, and they're very, very, very cute. I don't know if I can show my pants right now, but I have a lot of colored leggings, so I like to do that. I look great, Colleen says. How you doing, Colleen? Thanks. You know, I'm having a bad hair month. It's funny because one of the things I was going to ask you guys, because I thought we could talk about, because I mean, we could talk about the food, but God, aren't you sick of me just telling you to eat potatoes and vegetables? Is I've been doing, well, we have a lot of time now to think. And so, you know, and of course, when I say this, I don't mean that I wish this to happen or want anyone to die or suffer or be sick. But, you know, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So what good well, there will be good that will come out of this. I am convinced of that. If right now, I mean, the planet's healing. I mean, look what's happening with China, with the people staying inside and the air quality cleaning up. But for you in your life, what good has already come out of this? Like, can you think of 3 things right now that have happened positively because of having this? We have self-imposed, they're calling it sheltering at home. Where I live in the Coachella Valley, it's Riverside County. It was declared a state of emergency. I forget which day, because it's funny because all the days are the same right now when you don't have like, that kind of thing. But because we have, I think, 5 deaths and 22 cases right now where I live. But they were asking people even before the governor declared this, that if you were over 65 to stay at home. And now everybody is supposed to stay at home unless it's, for anything that's non-essential, meaning we're allowed to go to the grocery store and we can go to the emergency room, but all the doctors are closed, the dentists, I mean, pretty much all the businesses are closed. And so, there's a lot of time to think. And so I tried to think when I was walking Bailey before this, like, well, what's nice about this? And so okay, this is really stupid and minor, but I've always wanted to grow my hair out. It's been short for 25 years and I just never wanted to go through that awkward phase. Well, guess what? There's no hairdressers right now. Nobody's working. So get to grow my hair out. I have a shoulder injury, an overuse injury from pickleball, which I'm addicted to. If you haven't played it, it's the greatest game. And so really the remedy for it is rest. But it's so hard when somebody asks you to play and then you play for an hour and then the next thing you know, it's 3 hours. And so it's not broken or anything. And there's no internal damage that requires surgery or anything. But, normally what the treatment is, of course, rest, they heat or ice and that kind of thing. And they always want to give you non-steroidal and anti-inflammatory drugs, to which I'm allergic and which also lower the immune system. So he wanted to give me a shot of, an injection of cortisone. And I said, not right now while, this is going on, because that can also, steroids, both oral and injectable, can really lower your immunity. So the good news is the pickleball court, everything's closed. I can't play. So this might heal. So that was one thing I was thinking. And then of course, just these little projects that I've had around my house that I've never gotten to because I'm always too busy running here, there, and everywhere, running amok. So it's really, it's very gratifying when you finally clean that drawer or clean that closet. And I've got one more, like the size of a banker's box, of some papers that I have to go through. And I'm doing that while we watch, we have, so I am, okay. So, you've heard me say I don't watch TV, and I really don't. I haven't watched regular TV since I moved here 14 months ago. And I do watch things like Netflix or Amazon Prime when I'm on my spin bike. And last night when we had the community chat, people gave me a lot of great suggestions, because I'm running out of shows now that I've done Schitt's Creek and Mrs. Maisel and what's the other one that I liked so much? Grace and Frankie. So somebody recommended the Gemstone, I forget, the John Goodman one. It's pretty good. I started it today spinning, but because we can't go anywhere, not that we really did go anywhere. It's different because I am a homebody, but it's different when you can't do it. Then all of a sudden it's like, well, now I really want to go somewhere, but we can't socialize with friends or neighbors. So we're watching Curb Your Enthusiasm at night. So, but I always multitask, and now I'm going through my little papers there. But one of the things we did today, which you might want to do in your community, which was really rather nice, is we're still able to maintain the 6 feet distance, is that we all the neighbors emailed each other, and at 12 o'clock for about a half hour, we all went out on our driveways and we all talked to each other and waved and communicated. So that was really nice, because we were able to see that we weren't the only people left in this ghost town. So that was nice. My hair looks great. Well, I don't know. It's been kind of difficult. So let's see if there's any. It's interesting how we got more YouTube than Facebook here. So maybe YouTube should be my thing. Hey, Deborah Campbell. Man, we had to cancel the potlucks. Hey, Angela, I know you want to be interviewed as a success story. I know you're on the list. I will get to you. Let's see. Hello. I'm just seeing if there's questions other than the word hello. Hello from Oklahoma. My niece lives in Oklahoma. Do you know her? Her name's Gabi. Gabi, I don't know her last name. Her maiden name was Goodman. But anyway, Diane says she loves my classes. Thank you. I like teaching classes. I don't think anybody else is having audio issues, Melissa. Try a different device maybe, or logging in and out, because if everybody was having it, we would see it. Sally, you are always here. You got to take that class, Sally. If you take it all class, we're talking about a stand-up comedy class. I'm thinking of taking it. And that is all. It's kind of cool that like all these things that were going to be in-person classes are being offered online now. So for example, one of the things I love to do, you've probably can't see the sides of my walls, but I love going to paint night. I'm not very good. I love doing pictures of my dog Bailey because they have a lot of these paint your own pet night where in advance you send a picture of your pet and the teacher has already drawn it on the canvas. But now they're doing paint night remotely. And they're doing, you know, I used to take stand-up comedy classes in LA all the time, and now that teacher's doing it remotely. So that, oh, that's kind of cool. And Blue says, thank you for doing this. It's my pleasure. I mean, if people aren't sick of me, I'll do it every night. I've got time now, you know, and I don't know if this is a good time for people. My favorite time is 10. That's when I'm the sharpest at 10 in the morning, by the way. That's when I taught my class today, but this is an okay time. Tracy made the everything bagel tonight. I hope you loved it. It's really, really good. You can really fool people. I mean, they look exactly like bagels. Donna's been thinking of ordering Harmony House dried vegetables. Any recommendations on which to get and where to order? Yeah, so what I would recommend is go to Dr. McDougall's YouTube page and watch the video he did, I believe it was 2 days ago with his wife, Mary, and she showed all the foods that she got. And that's exactly where she got it. You can get it on Amazon, even Harmony House. Some people have told me that they're on waiting lists for it now because now that's what a lot of people are doing now that it's harder to find potatoes in the store. So we know we got to have these for, you know, any kind of future emergencies, but they're good. And I mean, she says they're good. That's what she said to me. I texted her. I haven't tried them yet, but I mean, I can't imagine they'll be bad. But you know, it could be other companies other than Harmony House. So, and also don't forget about the ethnic markets where you live because they may not be out of food the way that, or I don't know if your stores are out of food, but I mean, the lines at, I mean, at Costco is just, yeah, that is just ridiculous. It's like, I've never seen anything like that at Costco. Amazon is out of the topping. So Aunt B, go to my Amazon store. It's www.amazon.com/chefaj because I put 4 toppings in there that are salt-free. So is it possible that they're only out of the one from Spice Hunter, but might have one of the other 3 brands? I get the topping for the everything bagel at Sprouts. That is one thing that they have not sold out of so far. Yeah, becoming a daily meetup. Well, maybe we'll do it. What the heck, you know, like an AA meeting, but I'm calling it community chat because I don't know, that's what I'm calling it. What is the best thing to do about staying on diet, but store stocking issues? So, you know, I wouldn't during this time, which is it's you know, it's funny because they say they're calling it a novel virus. And I think this is a novel situation because we don't know how to prepare for something that we didn't expect. And so I would say that when you're under really times of stress, you know, you do the best you can. And, you know, I think about how, you know, I'll get these people to come to me. Like I remember on the cruise last year, I do consults on the cruise. And, you know, this lady came to me and she was overweight. And she said, I need to lose 30 pounds for my daughter's wedding. And I go, when's your daughter's wedding? And she goes, in 3 months. I said, well, you should have came to me a year ago. And so one of the things hopefully we'll all learn from this is to be more prepared for whatever the next thing is. And hopefully there isn't a next thing, but I love insurance. I mean, I'm one of these people that as much as I don't like spending money, I never complain about having to pay for my health insurance or my car insurance because those 2 insurances, when I have needed them, have been there for me. And so I'm a big believer in that. And so one of the things is take that CERT class. It has to be somewhere in the United States, if you're in the United States. And think about that, if you're having a really hard time with what's going on, you know, instead of eating off plan and saying, well, it's the best I can do the best you can with what you have, always making the superior choice with what you have, and realize that this may not be the best time to go on the strictest form of a health promoting diet and lose the most weight you're going to lose. I really feel that when you maintain your weight, that is a win. And if you have lost any weight, anytime you lose any weight, it's going to be good for you. And I think it's as important, if not more important, to learn to maintain that weight loss than to get to necessarily your goal weight, because everybody can lose weight, but not everybody can maintain it. So if you're maintaining and not gaining, to me, that's a win. So, you know, you are not going to gain weight eating starch unless you're adding bad stuff to it, like oil and, you know, butter or cheese or, you know, alcohol, flour, sugar. You may, if you only eat starch, if you're a petite female with maybe hypothyroidism that's menopausal, it's possible that you won't lose a ton of weight just eating starch, or you may lose it more slowly, but you will not gain weight just eating starch. And this is the biggest problem I see. I have a couple of programs running concurrently, and the biggest problem I see is people are still so afraid to eat starch. And that is really the secret to sustained permanent weight loss and to society. Also, I don't know where you live. What's your name? Not correct. But our stores are already restocking. When I went, I think it was Monday night, Sprouts was completely empty. And Tuesday morning, the truck had come in, so they were doing that. Thank you, Linding, looking good. I rock. Okay, Lisa. Linda loved the everything bagels. I'm glad it came out okay. Linda was saying that she thought that after she pressure cooked them for 5 minutes, they weren't soft enough. And so the thing is you don't want them too soft, because like when you're making mashed potatoes, you want them soft. But if you make them too soft for the everything bagel, then when you cut it and when you cut the hole out, it's too mushy. So as long as a butter knife can go through it after you've pressure cooked it or steamed it for 5 minutes, you're fine. And if it's not crunchy enough, just add time on the air fryer. Thanks for California vinegar advice. Ordered them and they are delicious. They are delicious, and they're going to be a real lifesaver now. When, at least where I live, the potatoes and the sweet potatoes are the hardest starches to find, and the grains are the easiest. So rice is good, but rice with California balsamic vinegar is even better. Hey, Janet Miller, grateful for that you're healthy and well and stay safe. Yep. Just got my sauces from Dylan. I'm having a big salad right now. That's great. And what's nice about his salad dressings is they can really double as sauces. So I think that's pretty cool too. Found kale, sun-dried tomatoes, and frozen artichokes, as well as 3 JSPs. I know, it's funny, Sherry, like you really become appreciative that like we had the rice we bought in bulk was not organic, and it was what they had at Sprouts, and it was basmati, and it was okay. It wasn't as delicious as the Lundberg, rice we use, which actually I found two cups hiding in my pantry, and we're having that tonight. And it's like the little things you really learn in times like this to really become more grateful for what you have. And it makes me realize really how spoiled and how entitled we are, as people. At least I feel that way, it kind of like, a little bit of a food snob, like, I don't like the orange sweet potatoes, I like the henna yam. So it also helps, because one of the things I teach for people that suffer from food addictions and want to have, fulfill their weight loss goals is eating simply. And boy, when all you can get is rice, that's pretty simple eating. So Lynn VG loves California balsamic. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. I love it. That is great. I don't know how do you know what 6 feet is? Is it about your wingspan? So many fellow New Yorkers. Yeah, you guys should say where you're from. Yeah, Montana is beautiful. There's a plant-based doctor in Montana. I cannot think of her name right now, but she's been wanting to be interviewed. I got to see. A lot of people have some extra time now, so I'd be maybe doing some more interviews with that. Let's see. Hi from your fan, Sun City, Hilton Head, Leslie Haas. She's one of the 3 sisters. And by 3 sisters, I do not mean corn, squash, and beans. I mean the 3 fabulous sisters that started the Eat Smart, Live Longer Club. I don't know how you guys did it. I was looking at one of your emails the other day where you talked about it. I couldn't get anybody here interested in Leslie. I barely can get, a dozen people to come to my healthy cooking class. So God bless you for being able to inspire that many people. And I've been thinking about you, Leslie, because do you remember you gave me something that was like a strap that helped balance weight with groceries? I cannot figure out how to use it. What about the May conference? We cannot make any definitive statement until we hear from the hotel. Contractually, we cannot say anything, and they are not answering us because I don't even know if they're in business right now. At least the person that was our contact person, that he's on furlough, and I guess there's like 3 people there that are like taking care of everything. So it's the second we hear something, we promise. We're not trying to be difficult. We just can't make any definitive announcements until we can get them to talk to us. Okay. Millikan, are you related to, well, you spelled it different, but are you related to the guy that invented the electrode, Robert Millikan? I went to Millikan junior high school, Nashville, Tennessee. I spent some time in Nashville. I actually, believe it or not, tried to be a songwriter at one point. Okay, yeah, the French store. My mom always would say that. Thank you for all the yummy recipes. Yes, I have some yummy ones coming up too. I don't know if I'm going to do a live cooking one this Sunday for my 60th birthday, but I've got a mint chocolate chip ice cream coming up. And I'm going to do some of Kathy Hester's recipes because I really like them. And she said I could. Yes, leggings are so comfy. The only problem with leggings, Karen, is that if you do, not you, but anybody gains weight, it's hard to tell. And I think one of the reasons I was able to get so heavy when I was a chef is because we wore chef pants, which are actually even less restrictive than leggings. They're just very baggy and, you can, so, but yeah, I agree. I haven't, this is a fun fact about me. I do not own a pair of jeans and I've never owned a pair of jeans. I don't understand why people think they're comfortable. I think they're the most uncomfortable thing in the world, especially if you have IBS and you might bloat. Your leggings are essential, but I mean, I do live in leggings. Hello, Elizabeth Lee. It's about time. If you guys need a pet psychic or an animal communicator, her website is Elizabeth Ayer, AYER Lee.com. She's fabulous. She talks to Bailey all the time. So if you're having a problem with your pet, or if you just want to talk to them and ask them questions, it's a really, really fun thing to do. Wow, my hair looks great. I'm not digging it right now, but maybe I will. Restream says, congratulations. Well, thank you, Restream. What do you think about the new lamplighter sausage? So I would need more information, Kathy, but my guess is if it's a processed food, if it's got like any kind of soy protein isolate or salt or oil, or if it's a Beyond Meat or a Impossible Burger, my feeling is that it's great for the animals, but not so much for human health. And I'm just not a fan of any processed food. So if you want to take a picture of the label and send it to me or post the ingredients, I'll let you know. But I suppose if eating something that's vegan, even if it's junk food, is going to keep you from eating an animal, then I'll say yes. Thanks, Leslie. I hope you and Charlotte. Okay, my hair looks great. Wow. Well, okay. Hey, Monica, how are you? Okay, I know a lot of the people here, especially when you have your real name. Hi, Cynthia. But sometimes people put letters and numbers, and I don't even know how to pronounce their name. Stephanie says, I'm awarding myself Yard of the Month as I picked all the weeds, put down mulch, trimmed the bushes, and planted herbs, veggies. I'm putting on my homemade sign tomorrow. That's great. And this is another thing. This is another reason that we should start trying to grow our own food for when we're in a crisis like this. Denise says, good to see you. My 79-year-old sister and myself are 2 weeks into recovering from the common cold. And still cough. Yeah, I'm glad it's just a cold. And it's you're so. Even when we were that period before they said we couldn't convene, like anytime somebody sneezed or coughed, everybody would just like freak out. And I remember before this even went down, before there were restrictions, I was taking this class and already people were, at the beginning of it, the teacher said, go around and introduce yourself. And me and this one guy shook hands and everybody was like freaking out with hand sanitizer and doing the elbow bump. And this is before we had any cases or deaths. So people are taking this very seriously. How are you getting your produce and potatoes? So the potatoes have been out, at least the white potatoes in the Yukon Gold. We have 6 pounds left of the organic russets. And I was able to find sweet potatoes again in stock at Sprouts 2 days ago. And luckily I was able to find my favorite, the Hannah Yam. So, we are going to the store when needed. The produce is the hardest part. The frozen has been sold out, but I've been able to find not organic, but I don't care at this point. I'd rather eat conventional vegetables than not eat vegetables. So I was able to find at the Winco broccoli, because those other stores, they're doing that thing where you wait and they let 5 people in. Winco is such a big store that it's been really easy to get in. Jessica says, Dr. Lyle on the Beat Your Jeans podcast said smokers have been, yes. Well, even before you lose weight, I was so shocked when I found out that there were so many people in my Ultimate Weight Loss program that smoked. And so clearly their goal was not health. It was just weight loss. I think that if you are approaching any kind of lifestyle change for health, the number one thing would be to quit smoking. And I would say quit drinking too, alcohol, that is, and then focus on the weight loss. Your calendar is so clear. Hey, AJ, thank you for what you're doing, Nancy Bartlett says. I'm not always compliant, but your magnet is on my fridge, and I'm always reminded of the of the red line thing to do. Well, I don't think most people are always compliant. I think hold on. I think, in fact, most people are non-compliant. But again, the more healthy food you eat, the better off you're going to be. And it's never been more important now with this epidemic that's going on, or pandemic, because what we eat really does impact our immune system. And I'm banking on not getting it, and I'm banking on not getting sick. It's been almost, I don't want to jinx it, but it's been like a year and a half since I've had anything. So, I'm putting my money on the food, and good habits, but it's not just the food, it's sleep, getting enough sleep, which hopefully you can do now with some of this downtime, and of course daily exercise. I'm getting to homeschool my daughter. What a benefit. See, so look for the silver lining, guys. There's got to be something good that's gonna come out of this, or that right now that you can find. The fact that you're safe, and you have enough food. It may not be your favorite rice. The other day when you're wearing your rhinestone ball cap, that maybe you cut it. Oh, the reason I was wearing the hat is, so one of the things I do to relax and to decrease anxiety is I try to do this every day, but in the desert in the summer, it's really hard when it's like 116 to 120 degrees. I take really hot Epsom salt baths, and I had taken, it's too close to the broadcast, and I just put the hat on. But I do like wearing those hats, actually. The rhinestone ones. I have quite a few of them. I think I have 5. Yep. Leslie Haas says, our building closed a week ago. Meetings canceled. Beaches closed today, and we have cases here too. So Leslie lives, I believe it's in a Sun City community, and I live in a K-Hub, but it's the same idea. And everything closed. They closed the lodge. They locked all the pickleball and tennis courts, and it's a ghost town. It's weird. It's like that Dean Koontz movie, Phantoms. It's like sometimes I think me, Charles, and Bailey are the only ones around. What is the name of the game you play, please? Do you mean the sports game I play called pickleball, or the game that I'm playing online called Words with Friends? And one of the things I mentioned, again, I apologize if I repeat myself because I don't know who's on which broadcast or class, is that the people that are over 65 that we're already doing the self-imposed sheltering at home, the ones that are lonely because they're not married or living with somebody, we really can't visit them. I mean, we can get them food and leave it on their doorstep. So I started playing Words with Friends with them, just to have a little bit of a connection and whatever. But that game is so addictive. Oh my God. That's why Dr. Lyle had told my husband a long time ago, take it off my phone. But hopefully this will be just during the pandemic. But who knows how long it's going to last. We are using the order and pickup last week. Oh, nice. Rice and potatoes. Very good. And I believe that Mama Says, a food delivery company, is still delivering. You can get the Chef AJ bundle. Just make sure you say my name for free shipping. No sugar, oil, salt. So that's a good thing. Oh, hello, Brooke. Nice to see. Well, I don't really see you. Well, my husband is working. I'm not very technologically astute. My husband is working on learning Zoom. And if we get it, we could technically all see each other, those that wanted to be seen. I don't know how many hundreds it can be seen, because for the more people on, the smaller the box, but that's what we're working on doing. What about essential oils on your shoulder? I mean, I have them. I haven't really felt I needed to use them, but there's a lot of people that feel like that On Guard one is very antimicrobial. I mean, smelling them is very good. Lavender. I have by my bed, I have a diffuser that turns off in an hour, that you can do that. Linda says, we play pickleball here in Utah too. Peter Rabbit, I'm thoroughly depressed. How about you? I'm not depressed, and I'm not anxious. I'm sorry you're depressed. I would listen, if you're depressed, listen to Dr. Lyle's Beat Your Genes podcast, specifically the episode on depression, or maybe even have a session with him. But I'm thankfully, I'm not depressed. I tend to lean more towards anxiety than depression. Have you thought about some exercise? I'm very thankful that I have a spin bike, because there's no gym. And so for me, with the exception of the lack of socialization and can't go to the movies and doctors and haircuts, etc., it's kind of business as usual, because I have been working from home for some time and exercising from home. So I think having routines and habits are just as important now. And obviously, if you can't go to work, but I try to maintain as many habits and as many healthy habits as you can. Yeah, if you're depressed, watch Schitt's Creek. That's the antidote for depression. It's one of the best shows. Is that the same Angela W. that I know and love? Are you scared of the coronavirus? I mean, I don't want to get it. I mean, I have to believe that if I did get it, that I would recover. I was a respiratory therapist for years in my 20s. And the thing that's scaring me that they're saying more than the virus is that because, I'm being an asthmatic, now, but I'm going to be 60 on Sunday. So I'm doubly at higher risk. I'm more scared. I mean, to me, being on a ventilator is one of the most scary things. I used to take care of people on ventilators. My father and grandmother died on ventilators. And they're saying there's not going to be enough ventilators. And so I guess I'm scared more of that, the shortage, than actually getting it. I have to believe that I like to believe that I'm not going to get it, but that if I get it, I'm going to recover. I mean, I can't think about the fear, because if I do, then I'll just be scared and I won't be able to go forward. I think I'm cautious. I try not to think about it, but again, I have to believe that what I've been doing to prepare for it, both not just in terms of having all the food, but just in terms of, it's been about 17 years since I've been eating really well, and 8 years since I've been eating pretty much perfectly and exercising and sleeping well. And I gotta believe that putting all that work in is, I'm not gonna say it's gonna make me bulletproof, but I think it's gonna help. Okay, so these are going so fast, so I might have missed some of the comments, because it seems like once you get to a certain point, I can't go back. But a registered dietitian, you won't be back at work for 3 months. Well, maybe you could do some online work. Maria got my book today. Thank you. Hello from Spain. You're swimming in the shower. Ah, is it safe to go to farmers markets? Well, do they even have farmers markets? I mean, here everything is canceled. I would say only go out if you absolutely need to, and Dr. McDougall is saying that he wears masks and gloves when he goes out, but I would not do anything that is not, medically, or, that's not necessary. And, this is kind of how it was in the old days, guys. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't have cars. We didn't have planes. We didn't even have television, and people, seem to get by. So, use some of your creativity with your family, and, spend some time with them. I mean, there is more to life than Netflix, although Netflix has been very comforting in this time. So let's see. Purple is my color. Yes, Missy, it's my favorite color. Is it safe to go to Whole Foods? Whole Foods, at least here, has senior hours an hour before they open, 8 to 9. I mean, I cannot guarantee your safety where you live, depending on the people who have it. My feeling is if you can get it online, get it online. If you have to go to the store, maybe do what Dr. McDougall says, wear those gloves, wear the mask. I cannot guarantee your safety in your city, because, we just don't know. There's too much that is unknown, and the incubation period of the virus. So you declare 2020 the year of the starch. Can you give me some ways to use California balsamic? Sure. Straight up as salad dressing is one way. I just love it as a sauce. Like if I'm having a bowl, a poke bowl or a Buddha bowl, a monk bowl. So I'll have a grain, and I'll have vegetables, and I just love it that way. Actually, there are 2 or 3 videos on my YouTube channel where I do nothing but vinegar recipes, and I believe there's like 14 recipes. I'm actually having it right now. I have the peach in club soda, and so it's like 30-calorie delicious soda without sugar. So, yay! It's the real Tom and Tammy. Somebody's impersonating both me and Tammy Kramer on YouTube. I wrote them, Tammy. I never heard back from them, but that is so bizarre that people want to, impersonate. I guess they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. Karen says, I'm in a completely clean environment, no junk food around. I also have a nice meditation practice schedule going. Yeah, this is the time now. You guys have time to do all those things that you didn't have time for before, like meditate, like learn to batch cook, watching Tammy Kramer's batch cooking videos, like exercise. There's no excuses now. What is your favorite kind of potato? Hannah yam, baby, always. Hannah yam and broccoli. I eat it every day for lunch because I want to. My sweatshirt's from Target. In Canada on Netflix, there's a great show called Kim's Convenience. I wonder if we have that in the United States. Have you ever tried essential oils on your shoulder? I haven't. I have some sparkly stuff on my shoulder, though. Check your two sound. So Melissa, Michelle is saying that if your sound is still bad, there's one on the computer and one on the video to check the sound selections. Yeah, painting is great. I love arts and crafts. So, I got a birthday coming up and everything got canceled. First, my retreat in Florida, then the tickets to the magic show. So I'm having a session with Doug Lyle as my birthday present. I mean, I'm paying for it, but it's like, that's my treat. And then I don't know what else. Maybe Charles will play Scrabble with me, what are you going to do? I'm starting to meditate, and it seemed to have enough time to exfoliate now. Good. What class are you teaching? Do you mean in general, Joni? I teach on Monday nights. I teach the 21-day class called Lose Weight with a Full Plate. And then on Tuesday nights, I teach the master class, which is now, I think, it's coming up on week 11 almost, if you can believe that. And Wednesday, the Feel Fabulous. I wouldn't say Feel Fabulous is really teaching, but it's when I'm going live at 5 already those 3 nights. Harmony House is sold out, Mary says. They'll get some back. Got a lot of people here from Las Vegas. I can't imagine Las Vegas being shut down. We have 2 big casinos here, Agua Caliente and Fantasy Springs. And my understanding is, well, I think they're shut down because everything's supposed to be shut down here. Peter Rabbit is saying, itsdelish.com has lots of dried veggies for great prices. If you have a dehydrator and you have fresh vegetables, you can dehydrate yourself. Can you please follow the government instructions so we get the coronavirus to be done? Well, I think most people are. I mean, I can't vouch for the kids in Florida, but I mean, at least in my community, the seniors are all following it. And I think the younger people in my community, I am not seeing anybody out. So yeah, that, if everybody would just stay home for 2 weeks, we could maybe get over this, but it's so hard to predict what's going to happen. Yeah, a lot of dried stuff was sold out. Sally says, I know you're going to get me in one of those classes, yet he didn't say you could run one of your sets. Please talk to me. Just text me, Sally. We'll talk about that. How do you use the freeze-dried vegetables for? So reconstitute them. So you can throw them in your rice as you're cooking the rice. You can throw them in boiling water for soup. You just reconstitute one, basically. Debbie says she watched that today. Oh, it's snowing in Denver. Wow. I just received my samples of California balsamic. Yeah, didn't I answer that? So salads, you can make, I use them on ice cream, the sweet flavors, meaning like banana ice cream. On fruit, I use the sweet flavors, the savory flavors on potatoes. Oh, I love just dipping my cooked Murasaki sweet potatoes into sweet heat, or what's the really hot one called? What's the really hot one after sweet heat? It's habanero, blazing habanero. I like taking the hickory smoke, mixing it with tomato paste for French fries, making a barbecue sauce. I just love them. Thank you. I had lots of rice and beans. Yeah, Colleen had it all locked in: rice, beans, potatoes, and vinegar. Don't need much more than that. Yeah, luckily I've been able to find this hand of yams, Sally, and those are my favorite. I'm watching neighbors walk by, but they're married, so they can be less than. Why would you go to your store? So I think people would go to your. Are you asking me or somebody else here? You go to your store when you're out of food. The starches will last for a long time, but produce doesn't last fresh produce more than about a week and a half. And we eat a lot of vegetables here. Asian store was almost out of rice. $30 for a 25-pound bag. Wow. Okay, looking for a good air fryer online. Yeah, I love the Breville. Yeah, Costco is bizarre, really. That is just crazy. Oh, so Colleen says go get CSA box. That's a good idea. Yeah, community is very important, especially in times of crisis, especially for those that are shut in, which everybody is a shut in right now. It's an AJ meeting, not AA. I love it. We have an AJ meeting. That's great. I'm going to use that. Thanks. I'll check my Sprouts. And a lot of the stores do have online. Hi, Chef AJ, with coronavirus going on. I'm teaching violin, piano. Oh, see, that's great. It's so great to have something you can do remotely. She's teaching violin, piano, and guitar remotely. Yeah, learning technology that's the one thing I admire about kids. They grew up on them, so it's so easy for them. Sherry says, being stuck in the house is making it hard for me. I'm trying to be strong and not go back to the way I used to eat. I've been doing plant-based for 2 months. Never got off track. Why is it hard if you're in your house unless you have non-compliant food? I would think being stuck in your house with a bunch of compliant food would actually make it easier. Okay. Yeah, the awkward stage of the hair. I can't get on my favorite. Yeah, your goal is to say left of the red line. Don't be picky. Yeah, well, listen, I can't get my favorite rice. I'm eating, pedestrian plain basmati brown, but And then we'll really appreciate once things get back, I hope this is not the new normal, but once things get back to the way they used to be, then we'll really appreciate it, I think, it even more, So I'm curious, as a rabbi, you're probably not practicing right now, right? Because isn't everything closed? But I always admire people, any faith clergy, because that's who people turn to in these times. Even people that are not religious, it's always, they always say there's no such thing as an atheist in a coffin, but it's always during these times that these people that are, the rabbis, the priests, the ministers are called on to make some sense of it. And that's who people really look to. So really, it's like, I think of you guys as like, just almost like the first responders, like firemen and policemen, because that's who people turn to, and I admire what you do so much. Let's see. A little while ago, you showed how to make French fries in the Breville, and I can't find it. Yes, it's episode 167 of Weight Loss Wednesday on YouTube. That's what, if you can't find stuff, look YouTube. That's usually where all my stuff is. You should all buy my cacao. It will cure you from Corona. Hello, staying at home makes you gain weight. Only if you have non-compliant food in your house and you're not exercising, because they didn't say we couldn't go outside. At least here, they said we just have to maintain a distance of 6 feet. As a matter of fact, they recommend we get some sunshine and get some vitamin D. Hypothyroidism, menopause. Yeah, that was me. I mean, I guess I'm still technically both, but everybody eat your starch. That's right. It's March. Eat your starch. How do you cook how do you cook frozen veggies without making them mushy? That's a tough one, because I'm a little bit of a snob, and I don't think frozen vegetables, they might be every bit as nutritious. I just don't think they taste as good. I keep trying. I have had good luck with the Brussels sprouts from Trader Joe's, the baby ones that are 99 cents for a pound. I microwave them for 6 minutes in my Pampered Chef micro steamer, and then I air fry them for about another 20 minutes. But frozen vegetables, they're very high in water. Whole Foods is open, yeah, for fragile and seniors. So depending on where you live, you could be subscribing to updates. I have them on my phone. And they have a constantly updated list, at least here in the Coachella Valley, where what the senior hours are and stuff like that. But even when you get there an hour before, at least with Trader Joe's and Costco lines all the way around, and this whole toilet paper thing, that just cracks me up. It's like, that would not be the first thing that I would be I mean, I just wouldn't worry about that as much, but they're eating the standard American diet. And so they don't have, they got to do a lot more wiping than us healthy eaters. So yeah, I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the hotel, because they're very hard to get a hold of right now with like 3 people working. Quarantine snacks are already in my belly. I like that, quarantine snacks. Waiting on sauces from Dylan. Yeah, luckily he's got a fulfillment house, so they should get there very soon. Where do you get all your cute statement shirts? So almost all my clothes come from Costco or Target, but the ones that say more plant-based messages, almost all of them were gifts. Like, people would just send them in. So some of them are from Ready or Not. She's on Etsy. Mairead Ready designs really cute t-shirts. So the one that says broccoli bitch and powered by potatoes, Ready or Not, REDDYORKNOT. On Etsy, a lot of them came from Janine Elder, Potato Wisdom, and the ones that especially that are purple that have potatoes on them. So yeah, that's where. And also I have a Cafe Press store. If you go to cafepress.com/Chef AJ, I've got a lot of t-shirts in there. So that's where I get them. My quarantine snacks are finished. I don't know what to do. Well, you need to chill a bit and answer your audience. I don't know if you're talking to David or to me. Linda says 3 good things. Okay, because I asked you guys, what are 3 good things that happened because of this? Stop eating out. It's Russian roulette. Very, very good. That's one of the things I teach in my newest module, which is the 7 habits of highly successful losers. Losers being people that lost weight, is they don't eat at restaurants. So good for you. You'll also save money. Number 2, started losing weight again, 9 pounds in the last several weeks. So nearing 100 pounds lost from my heaviest. That is phenomenal. Number 3, motivated extra to work in the garden, kale, spinach, tomatoes, herbs, etc. Moving so much dirt. Give credit to weight loss too. Walk my dogs a half a mile a day. Also only eating when I get hungry. So excited about my garden. Don't think about food as much. I have prepped and things are ready for quarantine or shutdown. hopefully I'm over prepared versus not being prepared. Very good. Congratulations. That's very inspiring. It's a great time to exercise food creativity or any creativity. This makes me kind of, it's so funny. I literally just donated because I was getting so frustrated. They were 500-piece puzzles. We have a lodge here, and we call him the puzzle man because he's always doing puzzles. So I donated my puzzles to the lodge. This would have been a good time to actually have a jigsaw puzzle. Can you tell us what to eat in menopause and weight gain is not coming off? And weight is not coming off. You eat non-starchy vegetables and you eat starch and a little bit of fruit. Every meal, first of all, you only eat when hungry. You stop when full. Every meal starts with a huge raw green salad, followed by a huge serving of steamed greens, and then the starch. And you don't eat sugar, oil, flour, alcohol, salt, any animal products, any processed food, or caffeine, alcohol. And you can lose weight even if you're menopausal and hypothyroidism, because I did and many others did. But you got to sequence your meal, eating the least calorically dense foods first, but not skimping on the starch, and don't add the chemicals like sugar, oil, flour, alcohol, salt. I call it sofas free. If you want to lose weight and be healthy, get off the sofas. Hey, Shirley, good to hear from you. Good to not see you, but kind of see you. I hope we get that Zoom up so we can see you. Hello, Julie. Ohio's in the house. Yep. Currently living in my bathroom, literally. Wow. There was an episode, it was a long time ago, I think it was 2020, that's on Friday nights. And it was called The Boy in the Bathroom. And it was literally a boy, and it was over a year, I think he lived in the bathroom. He had, I forget what kind of anxiety disorder or OCD. And what was interesting about the episode is they could only feed him food because he wouldn't open the door. Eventually the therapist and he did, but for like a year he lived there, and his parents could only feed him food that they could shove under the door. So he could eat like tortillas and pancakes. And so hopefully you can open the door and get other food. And Zena's congratulating you, Linda Curry. Curry is my favorite flavor of California balsamic, by the way. 2 yardstick social distance. Okay. Houston, Texas. Ooh, you're lucky. You can go to Dr. Baxter Montgomery. He's a wonderful vegan doctor there. He has a restaurant and a gym at his practice. Karen says, I have extra time to do research help with losing weight. I learned that my sleep deprivation could be the cause of my not losing weight. Since I've been sleeping more, I've already lost 4 pounds. Yes, it's really important to get adequate sleep. And that's why it's so important not to have stimulants like coffee or any caffeine or depressants like alcohol, because both those actually make it more difficult to have good sleep. Yikes, no beans or rice in Lori's stores. So good thing she has a pantry full. Okay, Franklin, Tennessee. All right. So excited to, sorry, going as fast as, it's so funny because you can't get these comments once they go. So if I missed it, type it again. All right. That Nutmeg Notebook hooked Randy up with Nourish Box. That sounds great. Love my hair longer. I don't know. I'm getting used to it. I have not had long hair for 25 years. So we'll see what happens. But I don't have a choice right now. So, when you can't do anything about it, you may as well not stress about it, right? Oh, Denise is new to plant-based. Welcome to the tribe. She loves my recipes. Yeah, plant-based is great. Again, with all due respect, if people didn't eat animals, we wouldn't have this virus. We wouldn't have had swine flu. We wouldn't have any of these things. It wasn't until we started eating animals in animal husbandry that we got all these horrible diseases. So, go vegan, save the planet. Hey, Sebastopol, that's where Dr. Alan Goldhammer lives. Jen, do you know him? Your book, Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss, changed my understanding of food. I get my statement shirts. I mentioned that from one of the vegan places like Ready or Not on Etsy or Potato Wisdom. These ladies design really cute vegan shirts. Yeah, Leslie, thank you for showing me how to use the strap. I do better staying on track when I work instead of home, and now I have to work from home for 3 weeks. So Sherry, create your home like your work. I mean, treat it like you're at work, like go to work in your home, pretend you're at work, and just make sure there's no non-compliant food. What's your take on organic unsweetened soy milk? I'm allergic to almonds and my rural store doesn't sell other varieties. I think that's fine. If you're trying to lose weight, please realize that soy milk is a lot more calorically dense, more than 4 times as calorically dense as some of the other milks. It's, instead of being 30 calories a cup, it's like 140, I believe, but it doesn't have any junk in it. It's good. You want to not really drink the milk. You want to use it as a condiment, a splash here and there. You can make your own, if you're not allergic to oats, you can make your own oat milk very easily, and rice milk very easily. Oat milk is oats and water, rice milk is rice and water. So you could do that, but I think it's fine. I happen to be allergic to soy, but I think it's a very clean product, what you mentioned. Thanks, Chef AJ, for always being kind and informative. Tough times ahead here. Yeah, my husband doesn't think I'm kind all the time. Tell him. He doesn't see that. But yep, good for you for being vegan. Yeah, Mindy loved the Mediterranean kale. It's really good. It really is very good, even for people that don't love kale. Maybe you could talk to us about isolation. I know I'm not a psychologist and I don't know the answer. That's why I hook up with some of these online things, be as active as you can in any group that you're in, whether it's a Facebook group or, a free group or a paid group. Just be as active as you can right now. I would say would be a good thing. Especially if you're living alone, that's something that I guess is not really being addressed right now. Know that this too shall pass. It's not going to be forever. It just, like, for example, if you had the chicken pox, for example, which, people can still get, you'd have to be isolated for, 14 days. And it's not forever and it's going to get better. But, if you have FaceTime and Skype and all those other things you can do, talking to people, I'm going to try to make it so that I can see you guys too. We did a YouTube dessert session where you make a fruit-based. Oh, yes. So, yes, the number that it's, Deneen, that would be on my website, chefajwebsite.com. If you go to the free webinars, I believe it's called Elegant Plant-Based Dinner Party or Plant-Based Dinner Party. So that's where you would see that on that YouTube. The recipes in the book, Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss, it was actually submitted by Darshana Thacker. And I actually made it in those little molds called the, what are they called? The stackable gourmets also. They're very, very cute. Let's see, what are red potatoes best for? Eating. The red potatoes are great for roasting. They're great for fries. They're even great for mashed potatoes. Hello, Judy Lemko. Oh, Sudsy Cat store has lots of fresh produce. You lucky. Are canned veggies okay? They're okay. If they have salt, I would rinse them. But in this time, you got to take what you can get. I needed to cut my hair. Let's see, did your own. Yeah, I sometimes tempting to do that. And whenever I've done it, it's never turned out well. Social distancing, but my lovely left her, not looking forward to the sugar detox. Well, yeah, that's a bit. Sugar detox, I mean, any kind of detox is a bit. Sugar can be really difficult. But after a few days of eating clean, you should be okay. That's how you know stuff's addictive, that when you don't have it, how bad you feel. We could be at the end of near the end of Revelations and you're pressure cooking potatoes. That's right. You're not kidding. If I'm going to die, I'm dying with a potato in my belly. That's for sure. Costco has delivery. Very good. Did not know that. I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Stephanie. I really want to go to Costco just because I lost my card, but they won't even let me in for that. Wow, Zena's got a 50-pound box of russets. My birthday's Sunday. I think 25 pounds would be a very good present. Are canned beans better than no beans? Absolutely. Canned beans are fine. They're more expensive, but why not? And you can always rinse off the salt. I think canned beans are fine. I'm grateful. Just hearing my voice is comforting. That's funny because you're the second person that said that. If you're in Feel Fabulous, I do actually voice some meditations and some yoga classes, because when I do yoga, I have this other voice that comes out, so it's kind of calming, I suppose. Hey, Andrea, how you doing? We love you too. We miss you and Sam. We don't miss LA one iota, but we do miss our friends there. But I'm so glad I got out when I did. And we have some friends actually that are moving from LA to a block away from us. They visited us and they love this place so much. So yeah, LA is just, it's oppressive in my opinion, but I loved it for years. It served its purpose, but I like the wide open spaces and it's very calm here. well, now it's calm everywhere, I would imagine, or at least quiet. Louise says, I'm actually thoroughly loving teaching from my home in PJs. Me too. I love working at home. So my life hasn't changed that much. Yep, making lemonade. It is fun. I mean, if you like being home, there are people that are more, that they're more social. They have a need for more socialization, more extroverted. So there was a great article. Well, if you got the email that I sent out today that I was going live, I put some links in for resources. And one of it was an article from Dr. Jen Hawk, one of the psychologists at True North, showing how you respond to this virus is going to depend on your personality. That extroverts respond one way, introverts are saying, this is great. Extrovert, so that's interesting, a very interesting article. Did you go back and get fresh veggies? If you're talking to me, I will go to the store to get them. And what I do is I use the hand sanitizer before I get in the store. And then when I come back to the car, I use the hand sanitizer again. I keep it in my car, and then when I come home, I wash my hands. That's what my husband taught me to do. So do you live near Goldhammer? If you live in Sebastopol, Jen says she's been eating VFB since she read my book last December. VFB stands for vegetables for breakfast. How do you get back on the wagon when you fall off? I was on antibiotics, and so I think what you do is, they say, Gina, the people that are successful are people that execute the fundamentals better than anyone else. You just go back to salad and steamed and starch, you rinse and repeat. But, I think what you should do is triage how you went off. Like when you say you went off, where'd you get that food? Because if it was in your environment, you're just going to go off again next time there's a little, pebble in the road. So, but the way you go back is you just one compliant meal at a time. That's how you do it. But get rid of all the junk in the environment. And taste neuroadaptation can happen, within 3 days. Takes about 3 days, unfortunately, of kind of, to get to that point where this food start tasting good again. But you got to get rid of the crap in the environment, and you just, eat. And again, when you've fallen off, instead of like necessarily going to the strictest version, just get the starch in. Just get that starch in. It goes really full of sweet potatoes. I'm able to keep my sons from going to fast food, and they have to eat what I cook, and they're enjoying it. See, good. That's a silver lining. I used to love playing WWF with my mom. Yeah, it is fun. It is fun, except it's addictive. Every time that thing comes up, it's like you want to do it, I used to love playing words. Let's see, I got a text. Oh, somebody's texting me from my community, thanking me for community chat. If you're watching, Liz, I want you to know that the only reason we're not playing Scrabble is because the app there's something wrong with the app, and it's no longer in the App Store. So if you're on Words with Friends, we can continue our game there. Okay, I answered that one. Pandemic, 15 pounds coming. Why? 15 pounds could be coming off during this time. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got to get Zoom. My husband's been working on that. And I know how to use it when Toby sets it up and gives me the link, but I don't know how to really do it. CBD balm on my bad pickleball shoulder worked. I do have some kind of cream that I will try that. But really, the thing is, when you have an overuse injury, you got to stop using it. And it's the serve. It's the serve. So, but it's so fun. Why is everything fun addictive? At least for me. You guys like the rain? Not me. That's kind of one of the reasons I moved here. Dairy Girls on Netflix is hilarious. Well, thanks for the recommendation, because I've never heard of it. I'm going to write that down. I took the suggestion yesterday of the Righteous Gemstones or whatever. And so far, I'm liking it. I tend to like comedies more. I cannot watch violent or scary stuff. So I know that like that Better Call Saul and all those shows, people love them. Or the one that was the spinoff from with, what was that called? I do have a little bit of memory still problems from the concussion, but really I can't watch scary stuff or violent stuff. But anything funny, I'm there. Yeah, Zoom. There's so one of the classes I'm in, and we had a session the other day. Class that I took. There was probably 20 of us on, and it shows up like as a little square. And what you can do is, if you decide you don't want to be seen on screen, you turn your camera off. And then it won't show your picture, just your name, or if you don't want to be heard. So that way, like if you have to do something. What's the name of Dr. Lyle's podcast? Michelle wants to know. Beat Your Genes, and genes is spelled Genes. And I recommend the latest episode, which I think was 213, because he gives his take on the coronavirus as a statistician. And maybe that'll make you feel more hopeful. I don't know. But he's not overreacting to it. I mean, yes, there's going to be lives lost. There's no doubt about it. And it's not that we don't take it seriously, but it might make you feel better if you look at the scheme of things. And he did mention that the people that are going to be the hardest hit, unfortunately, are the ones that are the least healthy. So if you have a lifestyle disease, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, this is the time to get your health under control, eating the way that we teach you, so that you're not going to have you're not going to succumb to this, and your immunity is going to be stronger. And then if God forbid you're smoking, that's got to be the first thing you cut out, because he said those are the people that are going to probably die, because this is a respiratory thing. And there's, what kind of spin bike do I have? It Kaiser. It's spelled Keiser. That's the kind they had at the gym, so I knew how to use it, and it was like $1,500 cheaper than a Peloton. I got it used and I love it. I got it. If you know, I mean, if you live in LA, I got a guy who I can hook you up with. His name is Roy. Really good prices. Dairy Girls was my life. And okay, I'm going to check that out. And somebody told me to watch Fleabag. Have you watched McDougal's? Yes, I absolutely have watched it, Michael. How you doing, by the way? And I sent it out to my mailing list today, suggesting people watch those 2 videos. I thought him and Mary looked great. They were adorable together. Fear breeds disease. Yeah, I watched Chris Works about saying that the fear is even bigger than, well, I don't know if it's bigger than the virus, but it's, yep. Have fun, you going to bed. All right. Well, you can watch this. You can watch the replay. I've been whole food plant-based for 5.5 years. You've been such an inspiration. We have several things in common. I teach whole food plant-based cooking classes, says Lori. Love pickleball, and I'll be 60 years old tomorrow. So if you're tomorrow, that's the 21st. So you're in Aries, and tomorrow's Victoria Moran's 70th birthday. So happy birthday. Even bulk food shrink wrap is safe, right? Okay. Gym clothes. Yeah. I had a friend that was quarantined for 28 days and she didn't even have it. And this was even before it became a big thing. And so, I mean, that freaked me out. I mean, if I'm going to be quarantined, I like being quarantined at home. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, it's just something to do. Maybe there's a way we can play some kind of game. Maybe if I do this again, I'll think of do some trivia or something. It's so hard to award prizes because you never know who answers first. New way to live. Yeah. It is fun seeing people walk out as a family. Spunky Sagittarius. So my husband's a Sagittarius, and I love that sign because they love animals. Napa Valley or Napa, California. It's hard to buy vegetables in the United Kingdom. Can you suggest healthier foods to eat? You're probably going to have to go with the starch then, or fruit, whatever you can find. If you can find dried vegetables, I don't know if you have Amazon UK or anything, but if you can find the dried vegetables, rehydrate them, or for a while, just eat starch. Sweet heat is great on orange sweet potatoes, says Jennifer. Sweet heat is great on really everything. It's savory. It's so good. Thank you for introducing. Hey, Lori. Oh, how are you? You guys, if you want to follow somebody that's just wonderful, her name is Lori Neighbor on YouTube, and she is adorable. She reminds me of this actress named Naomi Watts, and she's just very sweet, and she has a great weight loss story, and she's a person of faith, and she's pretty, and she just broke her leg, and she lives in Mexico, so she is really great, and she's watching. So hello, I know you, Elizabeth. How are you? So you still live in LA, huh? You like it? Elizabeth used to take my cooking classes at Boulevard Kitchen. I do miss teaching hands-on cooking. I haven't found a place in the desert to teach hands-on. I found one place called All of a Sudden that's fabulous, where I've taught 3 demonstration classes. What do I think about brown coconut sugar? All sugar, all oil, all salt, all flour, all caffeine, all alcohol. Thumbs down. Sugar is sugar, oil is oil, salt is salt. Just because it's less bad doesn't mean it's good. And again, if your goal is weight loss, health, or a recovery from food addiction, no sugar. I am not a fan. Husband and I have been going out for a walk every day. Yeah, and I think we're allowed to be close to our own spouse. Happy birthday. Thank you, Andrea. What makeup do you use again? So what I have on is, today I have some lip gloss on. I have the Becca, BECCA Backlight Primer. Becca Backlight Primer. And because it makes you kind of shiny. Jump on YouTube with, yeah, I'll figure out something to do. I just, not being my most creative right now. I'm kind of liking, hey, there's Rithvik. Hi, Rithvik. I love Rithvik. He is a guy. He's never been overweight and he still eats this way because he's so intelligent. Like to know what to be like him at 20, can you imagine? He's going to be 120. I wish you would get into this field because you'd be so influential. He's single, by the way, ladies. He lives in Massachusetts. Since we've been retired for a while, we're used to being home, practice ukulele. Oh, how fun. Yeah. Watch vegan cooking. It's not so bad being at home, guys. Thank you for all the emojis, Janet Miller. I can't see my question, so please tell me where I can find your videos on French fries. It's episode 167 of Weight Loss Wednesday. It's on YouTube, Patricia. Boise, Idaho. Yeah, from where the potatoes come from. She loves lemon on her boiled artichokes, the lemon vinegar. Very good. Yeah, the AJ meeting. Instead of having an AA meeting from now on, we're having an AJ meeting. I'm taking cello online. That sounds like fun. Isn't that, who played a cello? Which sitcom? Was it Leonard on Big Bang Theory? Okay. Do you have any tips for immune boosting? Well, immune boosting behavior is eating a whole food plant-based diet without chemicals like sugar, oil, and salt. And I would also recommend caffeine and alcohol be off that plan as well. Getting enough sleep, getting enough exercise, and enough means sleeping with satiety and getting some kind of exercise every day, but you gotta sweat. It's not just taking a stroll. When I interviewed the Sherzais for the Real Truth About Weight Loss Summit, gotta break a sweat. But you know, the foods that are best for immunity, really all the plant foods to the left of the red line. But of course, you know what, the gold medal winner is always going to be greens. You know, vegetables, but particularly greens, fruits, of course. But don't forget the starch. That's what people do, and that's why they struggle, and that's why they binge, and that's why they yo-yo, because they're afraid to eat starch. You planted a garden today. How nice. Okay. Anyway, what makeup do I use? Becca Backlight Primer. Rabbi Beth had a funeral yesterday. It was weird. Wow. Yeah, that it is so weird. It is. This is weird is an understatement. It's just very, very different. Kathy Klonicky, how are you? Oh boy. You know, Sacramento was one of the places we were considering moving. And then we would have had the Klonickys and Doug Lyle and Linda Middlesworth and Tammy Kramer, that all the elite vegans live there. But I went there and it was cold. And I can't have cold. I got to have hot. So, but I miss you guys. And actually, we do have a nonstop now from Sacramento to Palm Springs every day. There's 2 flights a day from Contour Airlines. 6 feet. How tall is Charles? Charles is exactly 6 feet. Him and Doug Lyle are the same height and weight. 6 feet and I think like 132, 140 kind of things. Okay, Emma's going to sleep. Hiking is encouraged. Okay, so where we live, the trails are closed and the parks are closed, just so you know. So check your local whatever. I'm 56. Am I a senior? It depends. You know, here I think it's 60 or 65. I'm not sure. Broadway and Opera at Home. Download it. Today's ticks. Oh, you know, so many places are doing either free or very low cost classes now. Like you can have yoga classes online. Audible is doing all kinds of free things for kids, like stories for kids. So check that out. That would be a fun thing if your kids are at home. Linda loved the Brussels sprouts. Yep. Okay. Dylan talked about bidet in his last video. Yeah, that would be the answer for all the toilet paper shortage. For sure, you'd use a lot less. You know, what I'm doing is every now and then I have a sock that, like, you know, you can't find the other one, and or you have a hole in it. I'm saving them just in case. You know, that's what I'm saying. Did you say if you need to lose weight, you shouldn't eat fruit and oatmeal? I have probably said that 1,000 times in all my courses. Yes, absolutely. You eat greens, you eat savory. And if you're going to eat oats, you eat the oat groat whole, not the steel cut, not the rolled, and not the instant. I'm using my dehydrator. Oh, good for you, Andrea. Yeah, dehydrators are fun. If you have a dog, it's great to dehydrate sweet potatoes. They seem to love those. Clark says, I'm not overweight. Your book is inspiring. Oh, Australia. Wow. Do you know SpudFit? You know, Doug Lyle and Jen Hawk, both those doctors just spoke in Australia, very affordably too. I love this. Lisa says, I want a shirt that says I'm concentrating on the best case scenario. Yep. I think I'm more of an optimist. I mean, I am a worrier. Hey, Michelle Vakili in the house. Lori says, menopause weight fell off me plus some. Chef AJ and my decision to do it is a reason for my 58-pound weight loss, and it's staying off. Yeah, and I think now that you have a channel and you're accountable to the public, I think it's going to even make it easier because people are going to know if you gain like 2 ounces. Hey, Laurel, good to see you again. How are you? Oh, Laurel, I think about you often here. Well, not right now because I can't go, but we have this art studio here called, it's in La Quinta, and it's called the Old Town Art Studio. And I have been doing all kinds of art that I never even heard of before, mixed media, acrylic pour. And I thought, boy, Laurel would like to take these classes. You should move here. It's really, really nice. You could be an art teacher here. Actually, there's another art studio in Palm Springs as well, but this Old Town La Quinta one, I took finger knitting there. I knitted a scarf with my fingers. As Sharon McCrae visited me, we both made a scarf. Where do we get the California balsamic vinegar? Just that word.com, californiabalsamic.com. Chef AJ in the leave us a message box for 2 free samples with your order. Overnight oats, Greg loves it. Good. Greg and Charles are 2 peas in a pod with what they like. Any suggestion to help with hot flashes? No caffeine, no alcohol, no processed food, no sugar, no flour, no animal products. Linda Carney, the medical doctor in Texas, she has a video about that menopause, and losing weight will help because when you don't have all that circulating estrogen, because I'm getting a little tired, so I'm not. I think my limit is just about, because I've already done a couple hours today, but I would check out Linda Carney's work and make sure that you're eating lots of greens and beans. And if you are overweight, to lose weight, and that should help. I'm very lucky. My sister and I, we didn't have any of the symptoms, but we had been vegan for a very, very long time and had already, achieved weight loss before we would have gone through menopause. So that's lots of greens, but check out Linda Carney's work. I believe she has a video about that. Can you suggest, yeah, you got to eat starch. If you can't find vegetables and fruits, you got to eat starch. You got to have enough calories to live until we get vegetables again. I'll do push-ups. Okay. Is store-bought oatmeal healthy? If it's just oats and water, it's fine. You can actually make it yourself. It's a little cheaper. Hey, Jenny Funderburk is in the house. Jenny, Jenny and I went to Sephora for a makeover in Las Vegas. You cannot even go to Sephora. Even before this happened, Sephora was saying no makeovers and no testing. I mean, it's just funny. All these things that I used to love to do, can't do anymore. So we got to find new things to do. Cindy said she bought my book and made black bean mushroom chili. Very good. It's a very good recipe. All right. My eyes are getting tired. Do I have any plans to retire in the near future? I feel in some ways that I am retired. Living here, it's like being retired, living in this kind of community. But every psychic I've ever seen says I'm going to work till the day I die. So I guess not. I am retiring from travel though, and I just don't like it. I've done it for 11 years, and that's not to say I will never travel, because there's certain offers you can't refuse. But I'm not going to be running to all those jobs that I did. People think like you make so much money traveling. You don't make anything for the most part, because most places don't even pay you, believe it or not. And the Veg Fests never pay. I mean, they do pay my travel now. I won't go anywhere if I don't, but it's not cost effective to travel. I don't make any money when I travel. And, I'm away from home, and I'm away from my dog and my husband and the food that I love. So right now I have only 2 things on the books, and that's with somebody I really like, Kelly. I don't know if she's going to be doing her event May 31st, I think it is. It's called Healthy Taste of Denver, and it's a 1-day cooking event. So I don't know how far out people are canceling. And then she has Healthy Taste the plants, what's it called, Plant-Based Summit in August. And right now, that's all I have on the books. And these were things I committed to before Corona. We're going to say BC and AC, before Corona and after Corona. But so I am going to retire from traveling. That was my goal, I was going to do my birthday party in Florida, and that was going to be my swan song for travel. But as far as like teaching online courses and writing books, I don't think so, because it's a lot of work. And I'd rather do this than what did I used to do for work? I was a respiratory therapist. I was a dog walker. I was a bank teller. I was a caterer. I was a pastry chef. I was a poker dealer. So this beats all of them. Okay. Do you have any? So not going to retire from that. Missed you on. Yeah. Sorry, vegan Nana. I really did have a concussion. I got a mild TBI, traumatic brain injury, on January 21st, and I was not allowed to I still actually haven't even been cleared to fly technically, but that's okay because all my jobs were canceled. Sent the yes, if you lent your copy of the book, just realize whenever you lend somebody a book or a sweater, you're not getting it back. I never have. Skin looks fabulous. Partly could be that makeup, but also lots of fruits and vegetables, especially greens. Linda Koskin, who is now a skinny bitch who just had a birthday, was out for her daily walk. So, yep. Yeah, we decided at the last minute to go live because people were asking. And so I just want to, I don't want to over go live and get people sick of me, but if there's a need, I'll keep doing it. Well, thank you, Linda, for putting California Balsamic's website up there. Deborah, don't worry if you're late. Deborah, I really admire you and what you went through, man. You were like my inspiration because now, I mean, I hope it's okay to say this because Deborah was in quarantine for 28 days without the virus. And I figure if she could handle that, I can handle being in my beautiful house for as long as I have to be. As long as I have enough food, I think I'm going to be fine. I think we're all going to be fine for the most part. And just, freaking out is never going to help. I can tell you that, it really won't. So, yeah, so I really admire how calm you were because, I mean, I was freaking out for you, honestly. It's like you were the last thing I thought about when I went to bed, and the first thing I thought about when I wake up is like, how is she doing? Because I couldn't imagine being in your situation, and you got through it. So, but so much for your travel plans. This lady, I think of her as Where's Waldo because she posts pictures. She really travel all over the world, which is not going to happen for a while, probably. So. No, Zena, I was just kidding. You don't have to give me your russets. I would never take that. Peter saying to tattooed woman, have you had your starch today? I'm still overeating vegetables. Well, I don't know what the ramification of that is, but maybe if you're overeating vegetables, maybe you're undereating starch. So, that's that. Oh, hi from Brawley. Yeah, we had to cancel our meetups. The library doesn't allow they're all closed anyway, and even before they closed, they weren't allowing the meetups. Yep, you're off till April 20th, which is, I don't know why I know this, Adolf Hitler's birthday, or was it William Shakespeare's birthday, or both? It's funny how I retain stupid facts. I play Jeopardy every day with Alexa, so that does help in that case. What makeup? Becca, Becca, vegan Becca makeup backlight primer. Okay. Oh, Bailey. Yeah, I'll get Bailey up. So Mary, Scrabble is not available anymore. I like the Scrabble app, the free Scrabble app, better than Words with Friends. It stopped working when I deleted it and tried to reload it. It's not available right now. So I'm just doing the basic classic Words with Friends. Pandemic is a good documentary to watch on Netflix. You know what else is good? Obesity, a postmortem, because it shows that you can't really be healthy at every size. It was really Breaking Bad was the name of that show. Yeah. I'm too sensitive for those. It was amazing that I was able to watch Parasite, which I love, by the way, but there wasn't a lot of violence. But then I watched his older movie because I thought he was such an excellent filmmaker, called Snowpiercer, and that was really hard to watch. But man, that guy really makes good movies. So I'm going to have to check out Dairy Girls, because 3 people have said it now. Yeah, Dairy Girls, Mary, not Diamond Girls. And does anybody else watch the Gemstone thing with John Goodman? Is it worth keeping on? I've only watched the first one so far. Yeah, Zoom has training videos, but I just let Charles do it. I don't know if my diet reversed my Hashimoto's because I'm still on thyroid medication, but also I waited a really long time to do anything about it. And so you can't blame the diet for the fact that I was unwilling to do something about it. So I don't think of it as a big deal because it's the #1 prescribed medicine in the world. That, thyroid medicine is one of the few things you can be on where your insurance companies do not discriminate against you. It's not like being on an antidepressant or something where you can't get insurance if they know. So, it is what it is. And I think that the longer if you're going to do something about it, then I chose to go on medicine because I had grown a beard, literally a blonde beard, and I did it for vanity. And I think now that I've been on it for almost 6 years, I don't think I'm ever going to attempt to get off it again, because I'm okay with this at my age. And I'm balanced now, so I'm not worried about it. Yes, and take it seriously without being hysterical. That's a good piece of advice. Joyce is from the East Bay. San Francisco has always been one of my favorite cities. The Durrell in Corfu is an excellent show. Somebody told me to watch, is it called Derek something with Ricky Gervais? Linda Middlesworth. Oh my God. Wow. She's the best, guys. Linda Middlesworth, if you need help in the Sacramento area, vegan mentor, but of course right now nobody can really do anything, but you can still follow her. She was the sexiest vegan over 60 when she was 70, and now she's, I think, 75 or 76, and she doesn't look a day over 50. So she's very hot, but sorry, fella, she's taken. Yeah, no, but I like giving prizes, Andrea, but that was the hardest thing about the summit, is just we need like almost a fulfillment person. If you love Fleabag, there's a podcast that talks. I have to first start Fleabag to see what to eat with SIBO. I would definitely do an elimination diet and get a consult. I just got a thing today from Dr. Angie. She's doing telemedicine because doctors can't see patients unless it's an emergency, at least not here, or Dr. Will be. But definitely consider doing an elimination diet, because that's what I did when I had SIBO. I did sweet potatoes and broccoli. Those things didn't trigger me, and I got well eventually. We ought to start, a list of movies that's a good idea. Awesome Warrior against salt, oil, and sugar. Yeah. Chef AJ, single-handedly taking down the processed food industry, a processed food at a time. I have to change cherry pits. Oh, it's Evelyn. Okay. Hello, Anya. Anya Cass, by the way, she's an amazing chef. She has a melty cheese recipe that doesn't have nuts. I think she has even a cooking program now, but check her out. What is the name of your blog, Anya? I cannot remember, but she's great and she has great videos. So I know maple syrup isn't good for weight loss, but is it healthy? No, I mean, any nutrients in it you can get from somewhere else. I wouldn't say it is, because what do you need in it that you can't get from a fruit or a vegetable? So, I mean, I would use dates. Why not? I like me a thin man, straight edge vegan, Bell says. Well, you love Doug Lyle. Okay. Grace and Frankie. Yep. Do not fear the potato, Lisa says. Lisa should know. So Lisa, how are things on the dating front right now? I do follow you a little bit on the Beat Your Jeans page and in your, not want to say antics, but I mean, you're hot enough that you should be able to get somebody, I think. I mean, I know it's difficult. So if you're still on the market, we'll just announce it here. So I know this hot 50-something girl who's a doc, and she's hot, and I love her, and she's a Leo, and if she's not taken, just write me and we'll hook you up. But you gotta be conscientious. What do you want? Somebody conscientious? Tell me what you want. We'll get it for you. I have fixed some people up, believe it or not, in the plant-based world, even some influential people, using my techniques. Have you tried the newish Instant Pot that is an air fryer? They just sent it to me. It was a prize in the summit, and now I have to read the book and watch the video. So I'm going to let you know if I recommend it. My guess is I am going to recommend it because it's an air quart. All right. Lots of love to you too. Okay. I'm trying to stop, but I don't want to, is it problematic to eat regular non-organic? I think right now we can't worry about organic. We got to triage this and get enough calories from starch, and just, we can only get what we can get, and I think we're going to be fine. Carol loves a plant-based lifestyle. Your last name's Pigeon. Pigeon is my favorite pose in yoga, by the way. AJ, what's left? What do you mean what's left? Oh, Andrew's saying public libraries offer free online courses through, that's fantastic. Yeah, so there's stuff out there that we'll find stuff to do. I mean, gosh, when I was little, my mom would give me a cardboard box and tell me to go make something, Cheryl says you can sprout seeds at home. Yep. All right. Anne says, I've been isolated over a year from a broken foot and then torn hip glute. I was just able to start exercising again, which I love. It helps stress. Exercise, oh God, your knee is broken. I had a broken knee. That's terrible. But exercise does help stress, and it does help you sleep better, and it helps you stick to a healthy eating plan for sure. I'm sorry you're having so many orthopedic challenges. That really does suck. Can I recommend a good psychic? You know, yes, I hesitate only because I can have a really good experience with somebody and you may not. And, even, like people saying, oh, they like my haircut. I have recommended my person and they have not gotten a good haircut. And so I'm hesitant to do that, but I go to several, both pet and human. I'm going to recommend the one that is vegan because I always try to give my business to vegan vegan businesses. And I'm not so much sure she's a psychic as what's it called when you channel somebody. So there is a vegan author who I love very much named Jocelyn Grafe. And let me see if I can type it in right now. And if you've been to any of my Vegas conferences, she sells her wonderful book, The Low Fat Herbivore. One day a week, I just typed it in, she channels Li Chen, who is like a Tibetan monk. And I've had lots of readings. What I love about her, it's like 75 for 30 or 75 for 25 minutes, 150 for 55 minutes, is within a few minutes after the reading, she sends you the MP3, like you have the audio. And I always really like psychics that are not afraid to record it. So I'm going to recommend her because she's vegan and I do want a psychic since I'm 17 and I like them. Dr. Lyle doesn't believe in any of that stuff, but that's because he's a Virgo. So Louise is a conscientious Pisces. God, I know a Virgo that would be good for you, but he's in LA and you live somewhere in the East Coast, don't you? That's the thing. Do I use the Melty air fryer lid? Yes, I do use it for small jobs, like if I'm doing some mushrooms, but usually I'm batch cooking. And so you can only get so much in it, but that's a very good way to get started with air frying. Anyway, I think I'm going to go in just a minute or so because we've been on for quite a long time. So do you sanitize your grocery, the virus? You can wipe. We haven't been able to get any alcohol wipes. The store's been out of that. So I wash everything. I don't have any special. Laurel wants to be fixed up too. Laurel, you're a Gemini, if I remember. I just came across your picture the other day, your extraordinary weight loss picture. So I got to think about that. Yeah, so Lisa wants conscientious. So if there's any guys out here, we've got 3 wonderful plant-based women that are looking. That's what we should start doing now is I'll start hooking you guys up. There is a plant-based matchmaking service. I'm not going to remember the link. I got to go when I'm messing up words. I'm not going to remember the link right now, but when we get together again, which will be tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, maybe again tomorrow, I will tell you that because that might be a good way to go. So, all right. Formerly, I used Mary Kay. I love knowing my cosmetics aren't poisoning me. I'm sure Dr. Goldhammer doesn't use any cosmetics or let his wife use any. There's just things I don't worry about as much, You do your best, bless the rest. So Anya, tell us Anya, before we go, type in your blog because we love you and her cheese recipe is so good because it doesn't use nuts and it's still melty and it's really easy. You love Virgos, but Ella, he's a little OCD, that guy though. Not that but I will put my thinking cap on. I should probably start a vegan dating agency, Thanks for going live. Yeah, Beth, nice to see you. 39-year-old vegan female looking for a man. So I got to start putting my thinking cap on about this. I'm just waiting for a second for Anya to type in her website if she is still here and hears us. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm very good at a distraction. One of the things I was known for growing up was I was class clown. Like all through high school, and so I was very good at distracting people from whatever was important. So, all right. So that's it for today. Maybe we'll do this again tomorrow, but you guys get notified. Even if you're not on my email list, you got notified in some way because you're here. So just have fun. Just think of it as just some downtime for that you might need, because a lot of you guys are just, you never rest, you never take time for yourself. And if you're not a first responder or a nurse that has to work, then, use this time for you can, but for rest and rejuvenation. Do I have a hot chocolate before bed? I can't have chocolate. It gives me a migraine. So I don't. And I try not to drink or eat. Cooking with plants. Thank you, Deborah. That's Anya's. There she goes. Go to Cooking with Plants, guys. It's fantastic. So I try not to eat or drink after dinner, because when you get to be my age, you get up to pee too many times. You asked my question 5 times and it got missed every time. What was the question? I'm so sorry, Straight Edge Vegan Bell. Let's see. You have to understand this goes really fast, so I'll wait 1 more second for you. Hey, Susan, I got your note. We're going to shoot for live on the 1st if I can get back from Loma Linda. Otherwise, we'll do it recorded before you leave True North, I promise. The world needs a reset button. Good will come out of this, and we just don't know what. And Zena, you're so sweet. That's Xenopedia. She's really smart. All right. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I don't want to be like the last episode of Seinfeld, if you know what I mean. Okay. We got a lot of girls looking here, so we're going to have to do something about this. Hey, Elizabeth, you should go live. You should, because, a lot of people are getting rid of their pets because of this, because they're thinking they're carriers. So I think you should go live too, hon. So I said, how do you sanitize your groceries? I did answer that. I said that we have not been able to find any alcohol wipes. Everything is sold out here as far as hand sanitizer and that. So I wash them. That's all I can do. What's my sleep routine? That's funny. I really gotta go. But I have this thing called 14 Days to Fabulous, and it was a free series I did. And I think in the spirit of giving, and then it was like a bonus if you got something, but we don't want people to feel like I'm doing this because you have to get something. We're working on getting it back to everybody for free. And I do talk about my morning and evening routines. And so I think one of the best things is you got to wind down at night. You got to turn technology off at least an hour before, dim lights at night, no computer screens, no violent television, never watch the news. And I have this diffuser, I put lavender in. And so usually I really try to go to bed by 10. Sometimes I don't fall asleep till 11. And I wake up when I wake up, which is to sleep satiation, which for me usually is about 6:30 in the morning. Since moving to the desert, we just get up earlier because, especially in the hot months, if you don't be able to walk your dog. So yes, Elizabeth, we'll talk about that. Vinegar is a great way to sanitize everything. Okay, very cool. All right, I really am going to go now, except know how to turn this off. All right, so maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow or Sunday. Have a great night. Chillax, take a bath with some Epsom salt, watch something really funny on TV, and we'll get through this. All right, love you. Bye.